Hello, hello.
Oh, hello. Happy Friday, everyone.
So nice to see you that you got to
You
join
as
me
well.
today.
Yes, I wouldn't miss it. I'm glad
I
I'm here.
know.
Thanks for everyone for joining us. Hello, Bright Eyes. Is that right? Bright Eyes 1127.
Is that
Sally, hello, Sally. I'm gonna be seeing you, I guess, tomorrow, Sally, hopefully. Hi, Elizabeth. Gwen. Hi, Heather. Angie, hello, hello. How is it, guys, going? It's November 4th.
it is, it is. My gosh, the time is flying. I feel like I'm aging or time flies in dog years.
You feel like you're aging. I think we're
I
all aging. We are not gonna be any younger than we are at this
no,
moment.
but
At
I
this
don't mean aging, I mean
moment.
time. The time. It seems like we were Christmas yesterday and now it's
Yes,
almost it's
I
like
know. So we are already. It's November 4th, and we are kind of gearing up for. Obviously, we'll have few Thanksgiving projects prepared, but we are also gearing up for Christmas, which is coming. It's
fast and furious. I
yeah.
have to say, in Canada, we have our Thanksgiving in October, early October, and it really alleviates a level of stress for, like I find that Thanksgiving, which is a huge holiday in the States, and then Christmas, it's like boom, boom. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure.
So, a quick reminder today, Marlene is going to, we are releasing our third bundle from the Beginner Cookie Decorating Toolbox kit.
So here, let's just a quick recap. So there's the first one with the owl and the pumpkin.
That's what we started in September. Then in October, we released the second one that's with 101 cookie cutters. Amazing bundles because you can do so much with them. And the third bundle, it's basically a Christmas theme bundle. You can see red and green and snowflake, and there is a um, pink palette. There is also the brush. It's really a tool pack bundle. So
Yeah, if you get all three, here you can see them. You really have all the essentials. Like the last one only has a snowflake, but in the one with the 101 cutters, you have a ton of Christmas in there.
exactly. So you guys, you can either purchase these individually or you can sign up for a subscription. And each month you will get a new bundle kit. And during the lives, we are decorating cookies using these bundles, tools from these bundles. So,
To
um,
demonstrate their versatility, as you
for
can see here.
example, if you remember, we started off in
Oh my gosh, yeah, you've got a recap there.
Remember, yes, a little recap. We used, our pumpkins and owls, but owls you can use for any occasion. Owl is great for Christmas, for Valentine's Day, for so many different things. I like what you did with the houses because you have done the houses several times. Here is another example
Hmm.
of the house, and this is a cutter from 101 Wilton set. And I also have prepared some Christmas tutorials that I will be doing during the live. So here's just a little preview. We'll be doing gingerbread man cookies. Also, this is like a platter that you guys been asking about platters. So I'm going to show you how to do this during the live and really fun. This is a popular design with a Christmas tree. Again, this cutter is not included in the Wilton 101, but it's
A
made with
Franken
two
cookie.
cutters. Yeah, so it's a Franken cookie. Yes, exactly.
Oh, awesome. So, Han, do I start and then you'll talk maybe about your classes after?
Just a quick recap. So I'm going to bring up Marlene's screen here. And also, those of you who are new to our lives and would like to get reminders before the live, about 2 hours, 90 minutes, I think it goes out, you can sign up for the newsletter. I'm going to grab the link and I'll put it in the comment section and I'll let you know when I'm putting it in. But we still have, okay,
Did you
people to
see
get
here
in.
what Heather wrote? Hallow Thankmas. It's like a big blur of like holidays.
Exactly, exactly.
We do not have STL files. Sorry. Yes, hello, Pamela. Hello, Gail.
Hello. So today, what are you doing today?
Well,
Can I-
today, just to show, okay, so you guys saw, I showed it here in the kit, this most recent one. There's this snowflake cutter, and the bundle includes the Christmas classic green and red, which you can see here. They make lovely snowflakes, but today I'm working with the blue that's included in the number 2, just to show. So when you're a beginner and you have to mix all these colors, it can be a little overwhelming. So, you know, sometimes we have big like dreams. Keep it simple for your first few projects so that you succeed, because if you can succeed in your first few projects, then you can kind of, you know, be encouraged to go a little further. So here you can see it's a blue dough, so you can knead that in when you're making it. It's much easier. Don't refrigerate the dough before adding the food color. The dough gets like tough and weird, so you're better to just kind of do that when the dough is freshly made. So for this particular design, it is good to find the center. I use a ruler, and I'm using a brown marker for you guys to see. I don't suggest you do that. Use the blue one, but there's markers in the kit. All right, so you find your little center point. That's your reference to know where to start the design.
And I'm gonna put a link to the kits, okay, because we forgot to do that.
All right. What did I not bring a?
So are you guys planning on doing some special Christmas cookies? Do you have any traditions? Well, I know we are still not at the, you know, like.
Yeah, there was a big debate here.
Christmas, it's still on. We are, you know, Thanksgiving. I don't want to sound like I'm skipping Thanksgiving.
But I mean, a lot of people are already putting up their tree, and I mean, if people are bakers, they're already making their prototypes. They're already kind of like, everybody's gearing down. It is a very lucrative time.
I bought new lights. I bought new, you know, because it's like it's already dark now. The time change and everything, so it's
Yeah, we're having ours this weekend. So okay, let me get started. So I'm just using the center as my reference, and you can see the points are kind of rounded. So I'm following like the arc here. So I'm visualizing it. You can actually start here, okay? And then you're laying the line towards the center like it's arced, and then going to the center, and I'm going to carry it to the other side. Now this is a larger than I would normally use. I think a 4 is more than enough for this, but I just had this, I grabbed it.
It's actually 4, it's in a bundle 1.
There's another one though. In this, there's a little trio of
There's a trio of round piping tips, right?
Yeah, because sometimes you need to prepare multiple bags, right?
Yes, that's true.
Or you want to have a little decorating party for the holidays. So I'm just, as you can see here, I'm just adding these kind of slightly rounded lines and creating a kind of a petal shape, I want to say, in each of these little segments, okay? It's a bit of a different from the classic.
Oh, you make crawfish shaped cookies here in Louisiana.
Yeah, that's the thing about decorated cookies. You can make so many custom things to suit your area, you know, like to really celebrate in a more personal.
Hello to Germany. Just quickly going through who is joining us. Hi, Karen. Heather, yes, Heather. Sunny. Hello, Sunny. Oh, Heather is saying maybe throwing some blueberry flavoring. Yeah, with the yes. You know what I saw? I'm sure you've thought of it. I didn't even think of it. I was going through some old magazines. I actually found a magazine that inspired me to start decorating cookies from 2007, and I was going through a lot of magazines. And anyway, I saw flavored sugars with freeze-dried fruit. Have you tried that? To flavor your sugar, like maybe flavor sugar and then like maybe roll the cookies in it or something. I mean, this is beautiful.
So you want to just let it set up. So I just want to mention, so if you're using a stiffer icing, and let's say you wanted to leave it like this, the thing about this is it can be prone to chipping off. So if you're using a very stiff icing on a bare cookie and you're packaging or stacking, they can nick off like your little, and then it flakes away and it can be annoying. So you want to just think about that. All right, so now this one here is a bit dry. In the center, I had added a pearl. This is very, very runny icing. The point now is I want to have this be a little bit translucent so that we can kind of see the blue a bit through the icing. So consistencies all have their, applications depending on your project. Now this runny icing kind of is like more of a varnish or a paint type consistency. If you ice your cookies with this, it dries very flat. So if you're used to seeing the nice puffy decorations on your cookies, this is not the consistency you want to use. This tends to hug the surface of the cookie.
Sally's loving the design. So Gail, I think as far as the suggestions for the 4 dozen Christmas cookies in one design, I think.
You mean on one, like a round kind of?
They're having a family competition, and I need to make 4 dozen Christmas cookies in one design. Any suggestions? I would do. I think I would do gingerbread men, because the people can get really creative with their gingerbread men.
Yeah, you want to have enough space. Like, don't use a candy cane, type shape. They need to have space to work.
Or little house, like the house from the Wilton set. That's a cute little. Well, it's not a very small.
Or the tree. The tree is also a decent size.
Yeah, tree is also a decent size.
So you can see here, I'm applying this with a paintbrush, and then you can kind of remove like the excess. Don't put food white color in this. You want it to be translucent, and the white food gel makes this much more opaque. And so what's the point if it hides it? You see?
Beautiful. Yes, I like that a lot.
And so you can kind of see it sinks in. And this is a Christmas cookie, but obviously you could do this as a flower for, other things. It gives a very nice kind of indented look, you see, because the icing kind of curves in. All right, so that's done. Let's bring in a dry one.
That's a snowflake, right?
Yeah, that's the snowflake that's in.
What's great about it, like when you think about it, like if you were to ship a cookie in the shape of that flower, you can't really ship it because it will break. But as a snowflake, I think it will be okay.
Okay, so now I've got a star tip. Again, that's in the first bundle. So if you want to play with consistencies, we have a stiffish icing to hold the petal like shape. Then we've got a super runny. And then again, now with the stiff, this is a star tip. You need stiff icing when you're using the shaped kind of tips so that the icing holds, or else it just kind of flops, right? So I'm doing a tear shape. So I'm squeezing out the icing. You see the icing start to come out. I'm connecting to the cookie. I tuck that underneath. I continue to squeeze, and now I'm kind of dragging down so that the icing kind of gets pushed in between here. So we have a little bit of a like flourish there in that little crevice. So it's important for those petals to be dry because this icing can cause the line to move. So I'm just tucking it under, and when you tuck the beginning under, well, it makes it just a little bit tidier, and I'm just flattening into the little crevice, okay? And you can do that with a paintbrush or whatever.
Okay, I'm gonna get through to some of the comments, guys. Diana, so how many days normally the gingerbread house to dry up after assembly complete? So depending on how difficult, like once, let's say you have all your panels, this is so beautiful, Mar. If you have your panels set up, all decorated, sorry, I like to just do the base first. It's the 4 walls. You glue those together, let those dry for a couple hours, then you can pop on the roof and then dry it overnight and it's done. So I'd say drying time of like the construction time, I would say 8 hours overnight, and it should be done. Okay, Sally. I think the poinsettia cookies Marlene shared the other day could be good for 4 dozen, and it is beautiful. Yes, you could do they could also, yes, poinsettia would be also nice. Beautiful technique. Judy thinks it's also pretty. Brighten eyes, 1127. If you started with a red, you could make a poinsettia. Yes, this is so pretty. I like this a lot.
If you do a poinsettia, I would do like the sections in the middle, like here in green, you know, like just to play with the colors.
Oh, yeah. And, yes, Marlon is using royal icing.
And so I see somebody here. Is this the cutter from this kit? Yes, it is.
So this is from this month. So that's a month of November. It's a more of a Christmas geared with the cutter in mind and the food colors, but there are other tools that are going to be useful in the future. Paint palette, brushes.
Yes, that's the thing. These are real tools. These, you know, sometimes you see the cookie decorating kit, it's kind of lower end equipment. This is actual, like actual Ateco. It's like all the real brands that you would buy in a cake store.
That's the one on the bottom with the snowflake. So there is also a pearl mist. There are markers. There's sanding sugar. I also actually, I don't know if we have that here. I used bundle 1, bundle 2, bundle 3. I used it to create the house on the right, the greenhouse. That's what I used, and I will be sharing how to make that also. So you guys
Sanding
can,
sugar
you know.
conditioner, that's another awesome. I was hesitant, like if I was going to use it today, but you can if you want. So now, honestly, could be done. So you need to edit yourself sometimes. Sometimes we want to add a ton of stuff to the cookie. You got to think about how much time you actually have to decorate. Sometimes less is more, but I will add a couple more lines, but you could be done. Okay. So I'm just connecting to the center. I added a white pearl to the center. You might not have. If not, you can just do a white dot. And so I'm just adding a straight line. It's difficult to see. I'm working in white on white there, but it's a straight line right from the center. And at the end, I'm adding kind of like a burst of a squeeze to create a little bit of a tear shape right there, okay?
Like a Q-tip.
Kind of, yeah. So just like that. And you want to rotate your cookie so that you can start from that middle so that it connects. Okay. There. And you could spray this with the pearl spray. Gosh, that would be pretty. You could spray it before you add the star tip section. It's nice when you're working in one color to kind of like pearl parts of it, you know, and then it kind of like, you know, you'll have some of the white pearls, some not. Any tips on making black icing?
Oh.
It's still
Black
great.
Powder, it's still,
The key is not starting with white icing. Ideally, you're using the leftovers, or if you have leftovers, if you have your icing already pigmented, it makes a huge difference when you're building the black, right? Thank you, Judy.
I would try using gel. I don't know. I have not been using. I've only used gel to color my black. But like Marlene suggested, it's a good idea to start with
a bit of like a, you know, some, it's like if you're doing red, start with pink.
Yes, exactly. Sometimes I will add some cocoa powder, but 1 tablespoon per cup.
So here I've got all these little lines, so they're straight, and now I can connect if you want, like the classic little point on the end, you know? So you can connect to that line and then just pull out, and again, the same little burst. It's tougher to do from like connecting, pulling out. To create the tier, it's easier to go from this way in. So you just do the little burst and then pull towards that center line. You create
so you really couldn't stay away from a snowflake.
I couldn't stay.
You couldn't stay away from a snowflake.
Well, no, that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah. But did you know there is a whole it's a science, snowflake science. Like I was watching on YouTube, and he has, I think, a PhD or something in snowflake.
Oh yeah.
He's been studying snowflakes. for
Oh,
all
they're
his life.
beautiful.
It's amazing.
I saw, and I don't know if, like, I didn't research it, but I saw somebody who captures them somehow in jewelry. She encapsulates them in some sort of a thing, and so she makes jewelry. The pendants are snowflakes. I
Oh.
don't know how she does it.
He was explaining how they catch the snowflakes, and it's like you have to have, like it has to
Cold
be
hands?
like how I don't know. Like, I mean, he said like out of so many, only so many are so perfect. When I don't know how they
I don't
study them.
know.
This is so beautiful. It really is. Thank you.
Hi, Karen.
Yes.
Yes, exactly, exactly. I really like the technique for doing that type of thing. So here you can see, so there's so many options. Here I was playing, when I was doing my prototype. So this one here, it's kind of like just a bunch of like with a star tip pulled towards the inside, but layered, kind of like, the knit that we see. And then,
It's like a winter wonderland, really.
yeah, it looks more puffy. This one here, you can see there's more dots and more, there's a swirl there in the center. I really think that before adding, here, let's do it. I'm going to get my spray. I have it here. I don't know if you guys will be able to see because it's difficult this is Pearl. It's difficult on the camera.
We're getting some information how to liquid nitrogen will if you want to
I'm just putting this so that the spray doesn't get all over my cutting board, and I'm just quickly spraying this.
also using the Wilton this is the
I don't
spray.
have the Wilton brand. I couldn't get it here in Canada, but this is Pearl nonetheless. So you can see, look at how pretty that is. Now I would actually look at how you can see the cookie got pearl.
Yeah, very lustrous, beautiful. Hello,
Right,
Mary Jean.
I'm going to do again that star in the towards the center, so I'm tucking it under.
Denise says that your brain must always be on override with all your ideas.
Oh, my brain does tend to make me a bit crazy, I will admit. Lately, guys, if anybody can relate, I've been having terrible hot flashes. Oh my gosh, probably one of the worst things, worse than premenstrual. It's worse than, it's just.
Sorry, thank you, Diana. I'm sorry you're going through that.
Yes, part of being a woman. As the weaker sex, we get all the wonderful thing. I always find it funny, the weaker sex. They give us all the good stuff.
Who's weaker sex?
It's a term. It's a term that.
I know, but I don't agree with that.
Well, of course I don't either, but I'm just saying, here, push a baby out of your hoo-ha, but you're the weaker sex. All right, so I'm just adding these stars all around, and you just have to fiddle here just a little bit to get this tucked into the.
Well, Judy can definitely relate.
She's going through it too.
Yes, I think yes.
It's terrible.
Linda says that her hot flashes went away, but now or go away, but now she's always cold.
That was my thing before.
Oh, Linda, I don't even have hot flashes, and I'm cold all the time. Like it's 30 degrees here, and I will go out with a jacket, and everybody's like, "What is she doing? Like, what's her problem?"
So I'm just switching it up for this one. I'm doing loops instead of lines.
Oh, Heather says, going into the winter in Canada, hot flashes may not be a bad thing. You may be able to survive cold winter.
Well, I thought I was done because I had them last year, and I was like, I was fine all summer, and now they started up again.
I'm not gonna comment. I'm just gonna say a common cold. It's the worst, right, Denise?
Yeah, well, there's been actually
like when we get the cold, it's totally different. You know, we are able to function through everything: laundry, kitchen, cooking,
Yes.
working, and
Yes, well, now they've got these machines. I don't know how well these machines work. These premenstrual pain things, like the guy puts it on and says like it's a pain. I don't know how well it works, but they're crying at like level 3.
oh, I've seen. You know, the Impractical Jokers years ago. They
Oh
did
yes.
one of the punishments was one of the guys had to they put on, it was a stimulator of the birth, I think.
Oh,
Birth pain.
contractions.
Contractions, yes. So and he went through all of it. He delivered the baby, and then
He delivered the baby.
well, that's what they told him. You just delivered the baby, you know, for the pain. And he basically told everyone he couldn't believe how women go through that. You know, that he couldn't.
Well, you know, the thing is that women have multiple. You know, sometimes you go in and you say, "Oh, it's not going to be that bad," but you know, women have like, I mean, you know, some women have 5, 6 kids, so they know what they're going into at that point, and they're still doing it. So here, I'm just doing another one here, adding the icing, so you can see. You can apply this with the.
Oh, I like
with
this. Also, it's called a muscle. Okay, so my brother said that once to me, and I hooked him up to a muscle stimulator so he could enjoy childbirth, and I get spoiled now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love them regardless, right?
Oh yes, we love them. It's just like, you know, the term. It's just
Yes,
interesting.
I know.
So this is just a fun project, guys, to play with all the different consistencies, to experiment with the texture, you know, with the piping tip, work with a star. I think one of the struggles of a beginner is just feeling inspired when you have your cookie in front of you and you're like, okay, I'm making cookies today. What do I do?
So, what would you say the consistency is on your
Oh,
finger?
it's quite runny. It's quite runny. And contrary to,
Maybe 4 seconds.
oh yeah, look, it's
And
spilling
then
like around in my, can you see? Anyway, just to say it, you can't get this one wrong. This is about, it's paint. So the runnier it is, the more translucent it will be. You can't get it wrong, really. You know, it'll be fine. You can see, look, it's like really like a paint consistency. And the other great thing is it dries very quickly, this consistency. Here you can see the one I did just before is already pretty much dry.
yes, Kathy, Marlon is using paintbrush.
Yes. So you
Mary,
can see, look,
Mary Jean, did you change your thumbnail or is it a different Mary Jean?
no, I think it's the same. I think it's the same.
So what flavor
Okay.
is it? Is it a different flavor? The cookie?
Oh no, it's just the color. There's no flavor. It's just food color to make it I wanted the blue to show through the white.
You could use this for frozen.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh, so you did change your photos. See, I noticed a different thumbnail.
So here, let's do a little bit different on this one for the sake of experimentation.
Hello, Ems. How is it going?
Oh, hi, Amber. So now I'm just going to start piping from the point, okay? I'm doing a line, and then I'm going to tuck the line into between here, these two areas. And you can see now, because it's blue, you can see that line really kind of stand out.
And what's the piping tip on this?
This is a 1 point. No, this is a 2. What am I saying? It's a 2. It's a bit fatter. I wanted the line to be a little bit more visible. So you want an icing that's just slightly not like super stiff. Like I want to say like a 15, just so that the moisture can sink into the cookie. Because like I said, if you're working with a very stiff, dry icing, that icing can chip off. If you're wanting to gift your cookies and you're stacking them, And it's annoying when parts are falling off the cookie, because here you can see these wet areas have cemented those outer lines without a problem. So
If I want to add dry fruits on cookies, is it affecting when you decorate it as the surface is not smooth? Yes, it will. But I've done that in the past. I used I made wreath cookies with dry fruit, and I used
you could,
cranberries and nuts, and you could just add like some details on it with icing too.
yeah, to show the fruit, but you can decorate the back also if you wanted, if you need to have, like your sour cream cookies.
Yes.
And now from this, you can add even more, like kind of, little details connecting from to these now, you know. Snowflakes there's no wrong answer to this question. You can do whatever you want. But I do like, as if you're a beginner, to not undertake 50 colors. It is a lot to think about, oh, I got to make stiff red, flood red. I got to do this. I got to do that. This, it's just white. You're maybe playing with a few consistencies. You're discovering how they react, how to use them, and still getting a very pretty finish.
If you really want color and don't want a color, you could use some decorative sprinkles.
Oh, yes, too.
Judy is asking, how long should you dry these before packaging?
I like to dry my cookies overnight before packaging, just so that they are completely dry. When something is packaged, right, the bag seals in moisture. And so if there is moisture, could maybe, cause stuff to stick to the bag, the top of the bag when it rests on it. And so if you want to be really sure that everything is going to be delivered nicely, you don't want to work for hours and have your cookies plastered to the top of the cello bag.
Hello, Joseph. Sally, we'll do everything tomorrow. Just put your feet up and relax today.
And there. So we can see here, let me bring in the others so you can kind of see how.
So this cutter, these are beautiful. This cutter, Mary Jean is asking where she can get this cutter. This cutter, if you are just joining us, guys, I'm going to bring up a screen with the bundle number 3. This is a bundle from our toolbox subscription. And this bundle includes everything that you need to create cookies that Marlene is creating now. And also, I think you used a few tools from bundle 1.
I use the blue food color and the boo boo stick.
So this is a bundle 3, and we have released 3 bundles. September is the one with yellow food color. October, we have them mixed, right? So the September is the orange, October yellow, and then we have the third one that's with the green and red. And then you can also sign up for the subscription, and each month you'll get a new bundle. As we are going through all the months, we're introducing new bundles, and we're decorating cookies using these tools. So today Marley made these beautiful cookies using
white cookies are, I think, underrated. I mean, this is, you could maybe, have half decorated and half like kind of more home style Christmas cookies, like all those kind of Mexican, with the coated of the white powder and this type of stuff. It would be really pretty kind of platter, Well, thanks, guys. I'm glad you like them. I have to say, as I was prepping, I wasn't hating not having to make all the colors.
I have to say, I grew up only with white. We didn't decorate in color.
Yes.
We decorate only in white cookies. So I'm putting in a link, Judy, where you can look at all the different bundles, or you can sign. The only thing is, if you sign up for the subscription, Now you're going to get a bundle for this month, for the month of November, and that's the bundle that I was showing you earlier with this one. So if you want to get bundle number 1 and 2 from September and October, you have to purchase those individually, separately. Yeah, so that's the only thing, just so we are clear there.
All right, let's.
Would you decorate a Christmas bell sometimes?
What did you say?
Would you decorate a Christmas bell sometimes? I would. I have so many ideas. I just haven't.
Yeah,
I've
we need
done a Christmas
time.
bell in the past. I have done a Christmas bell in the past. Yes, Joseph, we haven't seen you in a while. I hope you are doing well. And so the blue, somebody was asking about the blue color. Blue color. Yes.
The blue's in the second one.
So it is a colored. It was a colored dough that Marlene colored the dough. Do you have any tips on how to color the dough?
Really, when you're making, you want to color your cookie dough, you have to do it when you're making the dough. Don't refrigerate the dough and then try to knead in the color. You make it like when it's freshly made.
Yeah.
For a couple of things, it's so much easier to mix in. And once the dough is set kind of in the fridge, and the butter is hardened, I don't know, when you start kneading it in, it just softens it. You really have to work it a lot to get the color in.
I have the same experience. I think it has something to do with the butter being at that stage when it's not like firm. It's still like in a like just creamed, so it takes on the color better. Or maybe it's also that it's warm, like it's room temperature. Everything is room temperature, and as we like usually everything takes better when it's room temperature. When if you try to get cold cookie dough color, it's gonna be hard. I don't recommend it. I think you told me in the past that you had done it and it also something changed in baking. Like you were able to color it, but then it.
Well, you have to be mindful that if you like your cookies caramelized, browned, you're going to get like dingy colors. So you have to, really turn off your convection. Has to be just bake, and you have to watch them so that they do not brown. Because if you put, like get like the blue with brown kind of around it, it looks dirty. I want to say they don't look as bright and it's not ideal if they've browned. It'll work for your Halloween cookies, not so much for Christmas. Well, thank you, Mary Jean.
Oh, Byron. Hello, Byron. That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. I would like to have a problem like that. November schedule.
And did you?
So Joseph, we are going live on Tuesday and Friday. I think you want to schedule like who is decorating. We are going to surprise you. I don't know from top of my head. We do have a schedule. I do send out reminders. I think some of you maybe gotten a reminder. Let me know if you gotten a reminder. If you find that it's useful to you guys, reminders, I send those via email. So if you subscribe to my newsletter, you will get a reminder. It's a cookie decorating newsletter. I'll just pop in the link again in the comments. And with that newsletter, I also send links to last lives in case you missed it, playlist, and things
to rewatch the replays.
To rewatch the replays, and the things that we decorated and who was decorating and things like that, so you guys don't miss anything.
Did you have who was it? Somebody was saying that they did need their. Did you have a bad experience? I did color my dough. Did it not work, Roxanne? Did you have what was your outcome? Did it not?
Oh yeah. And let's see if Roxanne is gonna get back to us. Heather says,
I don't know.
But I have tried making pina colada royal icing years ago using it was like a healthy choice, not a like a
Uh-huh.
choice drink. And I had to add like 4 packets to get like for the full batch, but it actually did have like a
A taste.
yes, it did have a taste, so that was really fun. The only thing is like if you adding these drinks, you have to. I dissolved everything in water, so I used meringue powder and then I added it. But also, if it's colored, a lot of times they add coloring, so you will also have to work with that. So the tropical what did no pina colada didn't really have like a um, color. It was like very pale pink, I think.
So they worked, Roxanne was saying it worked well. So that's perfect.
Good.
So Gail, the bundles, if you go in my bio, the link to the Global Belly store is there. So Global Belly, like we don't have products, we don't ship out products. They take care of all that for us. So if you want to order actual physical products, you go to Global Belly. If you want to order any of our digital templates, you order them. You can order them via copy.
Want to explain everything? Okay, so we have both of us, Marlene and I, and also Amber. We have what's called the coffee shop. That's where it's a separate platform where you guys can support us by either just buying us a coffee, or you can also purchase different templates that we uploaded there. These are mostly digital uploads. What that means that when you make a purchase, you will get prompted to download a file, and that file includes, it could be a recipe, it could be a decorating template, it could be a transfer sheet. Then it's a separate from coffee. We have it's a Global Belly. It's a company that provides class. We do classes with them, and also they provide different products for customers. And we have 2 shops there. Ember also has a shop, so 3 shops, and we have different bundles, which are basically tools to make cookies for different occasions. And that's where we are hosting our toolbox bundle.
Speaking of, the other thing that you'll find there this year is the gingerbread houses.
Yes.
So if you guys want to make a gingerbread house, these are Hans 2 versions. You said the green one is made with the supply.
The green one is not in my shop because it includes a lot of tools from 3 bundles from the toolbox. The one that is in my shop is on the left. That's the cottage house. I used a really fun technique to create shingles, so please check it out. I will also have a fun video of me trying to fix the house after I broke it apart.
Well, you didn't break it; it fell apart.
Very well. Yes, it did. It fell apart. How sad! Yeah, it actually did. It's no longer with us. Sorry.
Here's mine. Mine is intact, but I dropped my cell phone on it, so half the roof parts, like at the bottom here, came off.
You dropped your cell phone.
I was trying to take a video for my Instagram.
Careful. Be careful.
And I dropped my cell phone on it.
Gingerbread houses. It is just such a. Oh, I see. The bottom part, kind of.
So it had a hard time, my poor little gingerbread house. But they sit, when we make them in advance, they sit out for so long.
For so long, yes. But funny enough, I still have the ones we did in spring, and they're fine. So it's just very random, But I have so many different things prepared for this year, so I can't wait to share all the gingerbread stuff. You know how much I love gingerbread. All 3 of you need to do a blue. Well, it will be never ending.
Nobody was filming that. Like it was like, it was
we
like
would have to have GoPro everywhere. Like imagine like I would no privacy at all.
Well, yeah, we need to come into the room and have cameras set up everywhere and turn it on as soon as we come in.
Yes, to see all the. So today, what happened to me? I dropped the cookies. I was baking and preparing a special. We're preparing a special thing for you guys for early in December, and so I was baking some cookies and was on the phone with my 5-year-old niece holding a sheet of baked cookies, and it just slid off.
Did they go on the floor?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
I didn't curse or anything because I had a 5-year-old on the phone, so I was like, okay, there are worse
I'm
things
not
than that.
cursing in my head. Yes. Hi, Camille. Well, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. If you're just joining us, you can watch the replay. I decorated some snowflake cookies.
Beautiful. I love how these turned out. So pretty.
And if you want to catch the replays to our other lives, you can sign up, like Han said, to the newsletter. It's on. I find it's easier to watch the replays on YouTube. Facebook is a bit queer finding things there. It's like it's hard to.
I mean, it's like I said, the links are in the newsletter and all the, details about who's decorating and what they decorated, and it's all there, so you guys can check it out. I also have a reminder.
You're laughing at us. That's why it's hysterical.
But we honestly, we gotta laugh at ourselves too.
Exactly. Well, thanks, Han.
So I want to quickly do a little plug. If I can.
Okay, what are you plugging? What are you showing? What are you showing? What are you doing? Where is it?
Just a second. Give me a second. Okay. 1, 2, 3. So tomorrow I'm having a class on how to make beautiful succulents. This will look great on your maybe next gingerbread house. So you can I'm almost like ready to I'm hoping to show behind you, like if I lean enough, right? I will show. Anyway, so in all seriousness, tomorrow is a class and we're gonna have a blast decorating royal icing. I'm gonna show you how to decorate royal icing with different techniques, and we'll make succulents, and then you guys can use them to decorate your cookies or gingerbread houses. And you can sign up through my link in my Instagram, or I don't know if I put a link in.
I don't see the Global Belly here. I'm looking actually, and I didn't. I was.
So, let me just quickly grab that link for you guys if anyone wants to join in. So, okay. All right. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you. Oh, and I already, is it here? Let me see, because I released, I wanted to show you, I released, oh yes, here it is. So this is a new tutorial that I have prepared for my patrons this month. So you can also check that out.
I'm leaning because I want to see the buttons.
You want to see what?
I was leaning to the screen, and then I'm realizing I'm not by myself in my house. I'm like leaning to the screen to look at the buttons.
The buttons. Everybody's loving the buttons. I'm glad that you are liking the buttons. The full tutorial that is narrated step by step with templates, and also the transfer sheet are available for the second tier patrons. The transfer sheet and the cutters are for first tier also, but you can also find these in my coffee shop. And Patreon you can find through my link in my Instagram. I know it's so confusing. We have so many links and so many platforms to be on.
I tried to simplify it, that Stan link, but if you guys go in the link in bio on Instagram, it's all like written. It's easier to kind of understand where everything is. And if you go on Global Belly, Han has the classes all there, so you can get there's pictures.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
Where? Here, let's use this picture today.
Oh,
Hi,
yes.
everybody.
Bye.